My name is George LeMay.
Where do you attend school at?
I attend school at the University of Pittsburgh. I'm a freshman, and my major is computer information and system and technologies.
How was your trip?
Coming to high school was a bit hard for me because I wasn't used to the environment at first, and everybody was different from me. So I had to figure out where I belong in high school, and I figured out that I just stood out as a person of who I was. My character was different from everybody else's. Coming to college from high school was easy but difficult at the same time. Based on time management and work, I had to be more assured of myself. And my classes in high school, they didn't have a break in between. It was one class to another class to another class. And in college, you have one class, you get a break to do whatever you want. You have to figure out what you want to do with that timing. You could either study, you could take a nap, you could do something else. But that was difficult for me at first to develop and get better with. And other than that, just the culture and where I am as a whole. Like, I went to high school in the city, and now I go to college in a rural area where there's not a lot of black people, which is kind of hard for me and a bit difficult. Coming from Philadelphia, there's a lot of diversity. There's not that much diversity out here in Pitt Bradford. So I felt like I was an outcast.
So, how was the work from high school to college? Was it harder, easier? And how did you spend, like you said you had way more time management at the beginning of college. How did you spend that time and now, towards now?
To start, the workload is pretty difficult to develop with because you move at a faster pace. There's not a pace that you don't move at. There's no slow pace. There's no one-on-ones like they were in high school. There's no major differences that everybody was on the same level. In college, everybody's on a different level. So the pace that your teacher is teaching at, you gotta either keep up with them or find out a way to adjust yourself to the classroom environment. And out here, there's a lot of one-on-one help, like high school as well. You could talk to your teachers, you could go to tutoring. There's a lot of resources that you could rely on. But other than that, I'd say the workload is pretty different in a hard way. It makes you think more of yourself, and it makes you bring your character out more and really dig down deep and find out who you are. That's when it comes to breaking the bone and really finding out everything that you need to do. You gotta figure it out overall as a person. You can either go get it and do it, or you could just sit there and waste your time.
If you had to tell somebody who came from Philadelphia, that's a black man like yourself, what to expect if they came to the University of Pitt Bradford, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to be prepared because there's not a lot of diversity, like I said, out here. And a lot of people don't have that diversity feel of growing up because it runs from their parents or just where you were born. There's not a lot of black people in rural PA that you think about it, such as Warren or Sheffield or areas such as that. But in Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, there's a lot of diversity that stands out. So I would tell him, like I said, be prepared to feel like you're gonna need to adjust because you have to work twice as hard as everyone too because they don't see a lot of black people, like I said. Just gotta get used to it. Another thing I would tell them is just worry about yourself, focus on yourself as a whole because if you worry about other things,